Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. What I do, what I do for you. I got a nice quick lesson for you today. You seem to like the short one, so I'm gonna try to shorten them up for you right a little bit. So, okay, get your viewership. Don't want to take up much of your time, but always give you information that you can use. Let's go. Rightism, 45 we live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right Think's mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. In the words of my man Malcolm, by any means necessary, by book or crook. Don't make a difference to me. I'm going to give it to you. Let's go. Right Think is way of life. And when you're doing it on a daily basis, that's what it becomes. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain that goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, to get all my right thinkers to do just that. You as a right thinker, you should tune in and get your lessons, use them, and you will do just that. Know thyself. Let's go. I asked the question because it's rhetorical, but if you don't know, I need some help. That's what I do for you. Tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep spiritually. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. That's the deal. I got my little green on because my niece, she seen me a few years ago when she was a little baby. She saw me at the Grinch, so she freaks out every time she see me in green. So I'm gonna scare my little niece today. She's 4 now, so she ain't that scared. But you see, I got the money. Money, 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 money. We live in a capitalistic society where this is king, not him. And I got a problem with that. So let's talk about today, right thinkers. Let's talk about what is the philosophy of Shems, aka right thinkers. Oh yeah, this got something to do with this. You see on the dollar bill, they claim they got the eye, okay, on top of the pyramid. That is not the eye of Haru. That's not the eye that I wear. That is not the eye that we project as considered being the eye of Haru. You see that eye? See the teardrop? All that's uniquely designed for a reason, and every aspect of the eye has a purpose and a reason. Right quick. This man, this higher man, okay, the real man. So let's talk about it right quick. They call it the eye of Haru, the Uja. It has everything it needs. Okay, it's enlightened. Personally, the Ujat, which is the eye of Haru, the eye of Haru is what quintessential symbol. When you saw that symbol, watch this. The symbol of what? Awakening to divine consciousness. You know God. You know thyself. You are conscious of you and God being one. That's what the eye signifies. That's the witness that sees all internally. So yeah, my pastor got a phrase, God knows your heart. I get it. I understand. I don't know if he said it that way, but I understand the concept. Why? I use the eye to signify I am awake. The third eye tells you that. They call, understand, the pineal gland now. I've been doing the eye. The first part is the sense of smell. The eyeball itself is the sense of sight. The back part of the eyeball is the hearing. That slash across the brow, that's my favorite. Thinking, that's the thought process. But they take that out and just use the 5 senses. That's the 6 senses, the thinking, the ESP, extrasensory perception. That's inner thought. That's intuitive knowledge. All that's the Egyptians had laid out for you. I'm giving it to you now. But Understand this. Y'all got it. But understand this. When you have divine consciousness, my Christians, Jews, and Muslim people, that's called the mystical experience. You know God for yourself. You've been anointed. That's all it means. And you can serve him by what? Living right. That's all you got to do. I chose to teach. My job, for my higher self, is to do what? Don't tell them about me. Everybody talk about God. Yeah, yeah. But teach them how to get to me. How many of us doing that? That's what I do for you. So understand that. I'm not here to try to go, no, trying to get you to know God for yourself. That's my goal. That's my intent. That's my agenda. It ain't hidden. Let's go. When you have achieved spiritual enlightenment, aka Nihas, you have reached divine consciousness. But in order to get that, studying, learning, living what your lessons are, and manifesting for yourself. That's the goal for all right thinkers, for my concern. And watch this. When you have divine consciousness, that means you're representing the concept of Nihas. My favorite. Why? Because that's when you know you reach the level of excellence within yourself. I practice that every day. I've been doing it now for 30 years almost. It works. Trust me. I'm just breaking it down to make it simple for you. So let's get to the lesson. When you get that out of the way, I rock the eye for that reason. Okay, all seeing, all knowing of self. Not everything. I don't need to know nothing out here. I need to know everything in here. Let's start with that. And then you work outward. You don't work outward in. Get the lesson. So it's gonna be short. I said it's gonna be short. I already 6 minutes right in my mouth. All right, let's get to the lesson. Right thinkers, let's talk about what is the philosophy of Shems, aka right thinkers. Shems, Shem, the definition means to follow. You can call them believers, you can call them what you want, but that means you're following something. I'll follow something. So if you're a right thinker, you're following something too. Let's go. I'm trying to get you to understand what it is you following. Just in case somebody asks you, why you listen to that guy? He talking that not. No, my brother's on point. So let's go. This purpose, watch this. This purpose, awakening to what? Divine consciousness is the goal for all right thinkers, representing the concept of Nihas, which is the life goal for all right thinkers. You want to reach Nihas. And what that means, Nihas is fulfilled through what? The process of Shems. What does it mean to follow something? There you go. Now we get into my area again, teaching. Why should something be followed and others not? If you're following your ego, I did that. You're going to do that when you're ignorant. So you got that right. Once you realize that you're going the wrong way and doing the wrong thing, that's when you should change. That's what's the change in life. That's the transformation from doing one thing to doing something else. I was ignorant of my higher self. When I got knowledge of my higher self, I changed my life. So I'm just trying to get young people, don't wait till you get old and go through a whole bunch of stuff to realize I could have been doing this a long time ago. If somebody taught me, I'm here to do just that. So let's go. Why should something be followed, others not? What should be followed in life? Good question. And why? This is the questions you should ask your pastors at church. Ask yourself that question. Why you go to church? Why you listen to this guy? Why you following him? These are certainly some of the most important questions in life. And because of serious thought, it is put to them, they who involve the what? Critical questions of life. Who am I? Everybody should have a question. And why am I here? What is my purpose, etc. These are all questions that you ask yourself first, but if you want to ask an outward source, go within. That's the question. But if you have a teacher, a preceptor, a sage, a guru, a mystic, whatever it is, somebody who can help you, that's what you follow. Them. I got people I follow. Sai Guru. Why? Personal. Okay, but listen. When you do this, which are what? Which are or should be the most important concerns in your life? This treaty on United Anuian theology, which we're studying right now, the Tree of Life, suggests what? Some answers. That's my point. I have some answers. Now, whether you subscribe to them, whether you like them, they'll make a difference. I just have them for your choice. That's all. Make your decision. And they are, watch this, They're offered from the perspective of my ancient Egyptian concepts, not mine. Understand that. I don't make up nothing. I just follow, and then I pass it on with a little twist. Okay, but I got the ancient Egyptian concepts, and what its intended teachings is what to develop the sages of Shita Netta, African religion in of the ancient times. This knowledge has been handed down. I didn't create it. I didn't make it. I just learned it, and I'm doing my job, passing it along. Okay, understand that. Now, you got a quick lesson that says two I am, Shems, and Nebuchadnezzar. That's how they spoke Egyptian concept. No vowels, not a few. But what it means is, I am a follower of Nebuchadnezzar, aka God, Supreme Being. They told you that. They practiced that. They lived that. Like I live my right thing philosophy. I'm living Shita Netta. I'm doing Shemsu. I'm following God on my terms. Now you got Sesh in Kepru. It's in living in accordance with what the writers of the Lord Kepru, who's the writer of the words, conceptually. They gave him the concept. He's the scarab head God. First of all, he's the sunrise. Why? Because the scarabs represent creation, self-creation. When they're in the dung beetles, scarabs, they are the janitors of the jungle. Without them, shit be piling up everywhere. So they are the disposal. And that's nature. Nature did it that way. They lay their eggs in dung. They eat the dung. When they come out, they full grown, ready to do what? Eat more dung. So moving on. Let's go. That's the concept of the scarab. Now, the answer to the important question, here we go, of life, were given by the sages. I ain't got my hat on, but the ancient times, we following the spiritual, if you're following the spiritual path, you had a sage, somebody to teach you. In ancient times, that path was known as what? She taught them. See, we've been practicing this for thousands of years. I didn't make up nothing new. I didn't create nothing. I'm not time for that nonsense. Okay, I'm not ego tripping about, oh, he got his own religion. No, I don't. I'm just following what I learned. Teaching it to those who want to learn it. That's the goal. So let's move on. The term Shitatu means teaching of spiritual philosophy of the ancient Egyptians, the mystery system. Okay? We got the belief system. They had the mystery system. Same thing. We're all following a higher power. So understand that. In other words, Shita Netta and the teachings of Shita Netta, right thing philosophy, were given by Supreme Being, aka Nebuchadnezzar, and written by who? The creator, capital God, A, in the form of philosophy, Shitatu, which means the Lord, your boy, Tahuti. And it's spelled with a D, but it's spelled with a T. I told that lesson before. But the next one, the B side, is codified those into what? Hieroglyphics. That's the writing of God, conceptually, Tahuti. It was given to him from Kepri, Tahuti, put it in hieroglyphic form in Texas, and these teachings, watch this, were passed on to the goddess Heteru, y'all know as Hathor, and the god Asar, we know who he is, and the goddess, his counterpart, sister wife, Aset. And guess what? Aset taught it to who? Her son, Haru, which is you. All right thinking, all Shems are Haru practicing to become their best self, which is see their father Asar. Where they both wear the falcon head with the one wears the sun disc, Ra wears the sun disc, Haru wears the sun disc with different crowns representing King of Upper Lower Egypt, but he Noah and King of himself. Self mastery makes you Haru. Let's go. And the F concept through history, watch this, to succeeding generations of sages and priests of Netarian religion, ancient Egyptian concept. What does it mean to what? Be a follower of Shita Netta, aka right thinking philosophy, spiritual teachings. What do it mean to follow it? If you are reading, you will listen to this, all right? It is because at one time or another, you have come to the recognition of the what? The need for self-betterment, aka self-improvement in humanity and society, not just yourself. I ain't just doing me. I'm trying to change the world, so to speak. Yeah. But also, watch this. To do what? promote your own nihas, spiritual awakening and emancipation, aka resurrection. You need to master you. That's all we need to do as right thinkers. Everything else, you can do whatever you want. Trust me. Therefore, watch this. You have engaged in what? Spiritual search. Like I did. I did it 30 years ago, over 35 years now. Waiting for truth. Spiritual truth. Spiritual search is finding spiritual truth, aka knowledge of self. When you engage in a spiritual search that has led you here right now to this position you're in right now, checking me out, you're in search of something. I'm giving you the answer. That's what I do for you. So what needs to be done now? In order to reach the state of consciousness, aka known as nihas, or know thyself, there must be nihas, which is wakefulness, being awake. You need to wake up and realize what it is you're doing. Being awake means what? It implies wakefulness towards what? The teachings that you're receiving. That is attentiveness, spending time, desire, etc. For what? Spiritual pursuits. Self-improvement. They call it spiritual pursuits. We know now it's self-improvement. Whenever you're doing better for yourself, you're improving it. Home improvement, everything improvement. They live for self-improvement. I live to better myself every day. And to give you the lessons I give you, that's what I do for you. You can practice it also. And what this means that people think what? Following the teachings is easy. On hearing the ancient Egyptian proverbs, searching for oneself in the world is the pursuit of what? An illusion, a lie. You ain't in the world. You of the world. But you are you. Everything you have, you need is inside you. That's why you got to go inside yourself. Ain't nothing out there going to do nothing but give you a whole bunch of, pleasures, carnal, physical, but it ain't true happiness that comes from within. Now, watch this. They intrinsically, watch this, know the truth of the statement. However, many of those same people who have heard and agree continue to what? Shems. What means? Pursue worldly issues. You're a follower of the world. You're a society follower. Well, society says this. Society. If you follow society, you're never going to reach self-improvement. You're never going to reach nihas. Why? Society ain't the way to go. Okay. That road, they said the road is broad, whatever they call it, but the real road is real narrow and it's arduous. I mean, it ain't easy. A lot of people don't want to travel the hard road. Why? Man, I'll go this way. I just let somebody tell me. I just let them tell me. Okay, there's a bunch of y'all. Okay, but watch this. You have intrinsically known what the truth once you hear it. They tell you, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Watch this. If you're still following worldly illusions instead of what? Applying yourself fully to what? Your teachings and doing what? Living them in accordance with them, with the philosophy. Right thing philosophy is to live, do, and be the right and be your best self. That's it. Ain't not a whole bunch. No, ain't got a whole bunch of stuff to do. Just do your best. Needing to watch this, needing to have a job to support oneself and one's family is a particular reality. That's what's happening. But should not be an impediment to what? Intensive spiritual practice. I did all my studying right here. I didn't go to a synagogue. I didn't go up in the mountains. I didn't go by no. I took care of my regular responsibilities, handled my business, and in my time, I put my due diligence in and learn and act on what I learned, put it to use, manifest it for myself. That's why I teach it to others. Let me get this thing going. My time is almost up. I hate being too long. But watch this. However, it will become an obstacle if that job or career is what? The main object of your life. Some people live for their job. Some people live for their career. And they get obsessed with that and take away from a whole bunch of other stuff. That's the concept. But watch this. Right thinking teachings should be in the main object, and your job should be a means to finance the intensification of the practice of your teachings. We must conclude that until the action follows the thought is not being held as a reality or a priority. We think a lot of things. I gotta tell you, you can have thoughts. There's no good thought, bad thoughts, holy thoughts, unholy thoughts, no perverted thoughts. Once you act on that thought, now it's an action. So you can think what you want. Meditating helps you to think and take all the nonsense out of the game. I don't do a whole bunch of nonsensical thought process no more. Why? Because I've sharpened my skills by meditating and wiping out all the nonsense. That's all. So watch this. There is a insufficient maturity in such a person to pursue what the teachings in an intense and advanced way. If this is what you want, you put the work in. Those actions reveal what's the those choices and actions reveal what the lower state of maturity and aspiration. I mean, you don't really want much. I told my son, if you just want to get C's in school, in life, you're gonna be a C person. That means you're gonna be struggling and going through life catching it. So raise your level of expectancy of yourself a little higher and do better. That's the concept. Such people, watch this. Such people with low aspiration should follow at the level of what? Practice, what includes devotional practices, rituals, and the study of my favorite, Maya, is what I've done for the last 30 years. So I know this. I'm giving it to you because this is what I try to get you to understand where I got it from. And you study Maya, the teachings what? To develop purity of heart. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's things you can do to make that happen. Maya teaches you that. I'm going to the 42 Confessions. As a matter of fact, next lesson, I got that for you. Speaking of Maya, because I got the book right here in front of me. It's been looking at me for a week, and I've been avoiding it. But it's about that time to unleash the 42 Confessions of Maya. I did it a while ago, but I'm bringing it back for you new followers and subscribers. Appreciate you. Let's go. Now, the focus here is to what? Develop Iraq Maya. What is that? Offering righteous actions, living life righteously. That's what I do. I practice that for the reason. Why? Because it serves a purpose for the individual who does it. I get blessed daily. Why? Because of what I do. Simple as that. I try to explain that to you. I ain't a preacher. I ain't telling, oh, God, this, God, that. I'm saying you live and do treat people right, you get done the same thing. Trust me. Man don't do that. Let's go. We got this. Oh, Lord. Now, let's get to this right quick. The opposite of nihas is what? Nim, meaning sleep, slumber, sleuthness. Immaturity, meaning somebody who's ignorant. A person who is immature cannot adopt the teachings properly and will thus not be able to follow it correctly. What is needed is wakefulness, nihas, towards what? Higher perspective, what? In your life. And sleutfulness, nim, towards what is what? Degrading. Stop doing what don't serve you. Okay? Simple as that. When I stop doing that, life change. This means what? You as an aspirant or right thinker should be awake to what? To an authentic spiritual tradition that can lead to the achievement of transcendental higher consciousness as opposed to what ordinary worldly people who are asleep towards their higher perspective and wakefulness towards that which is based by degrading and illusionary lifestyle. Most ignorant people, egoistic people, think they got it going on. Can't tell them nothing. They just so leave them be. Don't concern yourself with why they do this, why they do that. That ain't your concern. Your concern to do what you need to do for you. Let's go. And if they're not doing it, that's not your concern. Once there is spiritual wakefulness, spiritual knowledge, spiritual aspirant, respect for the sages, and reverence toward the spiritual teachings and the divine, there should be senas. Senhas. That means wakefulness, watchfulness, alertness, and diligence. This is being on top of your game, being God conscious or prayed up. That's all. There are many who what follow spiritual teachings, belief system of all traditions, who at times appear to have grown, and others seem to have fallen back to their old habits, degrading passions and desire called ABA. In order to truly follow ideal, one must be what? On the path and watchful so that negative behavior and patterns do not draw one back into earlier lower states of consciousness. If I decide to go back to the game, get back in it because I think I can do it better now, you got to be out of your mind. That will never happen. It's all about going forward, up, not never down or backwards. So that's my lesson. Hope you got it. Sorry it took so long, but the message. I'll be back.